There's a voice that keeps on calling me, and down the road, that's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around, I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on.
Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I must start with an apology. I'm sorry I don't normally sing in the introductions, but I felt I had to make that tune recognisable. It's something that I used to enjoy as a child, and it came up on Spotify as a random play yesterday. And it made me feel quite nostalgic, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. I'm sure for most of you it will appear to be a new song you've not heard before, but I hope for some of you it will bring back some really great memories. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you know what that was, and B, if you enjoyed it at all. Absent the singing, of course. Now, what are we doing today? Well, we're having a look at a puzzle called First Day at the Gym, and this is by Adem Jaziri, and this has been recommended to the nines to us. Apparently, this is a wonderful puzzle, bordering on the approachable, we are told, and I even understand the title, because look, this is me after the first time I've been to the gym in a while, sort of lying decrepit on the floor. With very long arms and slightly short legs, but yeah, I think that the atmosphere of the gym is captured nicely with this picture that Adam's managed to draw into the grid, and I'll read you the rules of this in a moment or two. I've got some announcements first though today. I'm going to start off with Christian and Nadine, whose wedding day it is today, believe it or not, over there in Germany. So we hope the two of you have an absolutely brilliant day. I guess I don't have to hope that you're having cake, because you're going to be having wedding cake, which is a terrific cake. It has almost the correct ratio of icing to cake, which is of course 1-to-1. So I've no doubt you'll be having a good time. I hope the day goes off, well, I was going to say without a hitch, but I suppose it should be with a hitch, and that you have a terrific celebration this evening. And then I've got some birthdays as well. Gethin, you've turned 18 today, and Elise over there in Louisville, Kentucky, has turned 20, a place I've never been but would love to go. Greg, well, your wife Talia wrote to us, and she described your age today as the month multiplied by the day. And I'm guessing if this is the 9th of March, that means you've turned 27. I hope that's right, and yeah, we hope that you have a great day too. And then finally, Matthew. Now, Matthew, your wife Sophia wrote to us and said that the only thing apparently you wanted for your birthday wasn't a Ferrari. It was a shout out on Cracking the Cryptic. Well, my friend, there you go. Happy birthday. I hope you have an absolutely splendid time. And well, there's only one other thing to mention, which is, of course, our Patreon page. Basically, it's our Sudoku club, and we recommend it to lots of you. At the moment, loads of you are doing battle with Alice's Adventures in Sudokuland, which is an absolutely wonderful collection of 12 puzzles by Panthera, TheAsylum Montinox. And each puzzle comes with a poem, very Lewis Carroll appropriate, and the feedback we've been getting on this has been absolutely terrific, and it also seems to suggest this is definitely quite a lot easier than the last few hunts that we've had. We've had lovely reports of people doing this hunt with their children, so if you do have bright kids, let them have a go at this and you might be surprised. Now, the following people have managed to solve the entire thing, so very well done to Steve Aparicio, Johan Asplund, John Beam, Kelvin Graham, Kim Geiger, J.D. Barty, who really liked the poems, Charlie Skyra, Nina Schwind, Jed Brewer, Rachel Edwards, who I think has let her 9-year-old have a go at it, a 9-year-old who does all of the gas puzzles, the genuinely approachable Sudokus. That is fantastic, Rachel. Jonathan Barr, Tom Cooperthwaite, Fabian Volman, Alan Bagg, Matthew Brockwell, Patrick Neasy, Arna Kristen, and Mario Buto. Very well done, one and all. And if you want to shout out on the channel for completing all the puzzles, you have until the end of tomorrow to get in your entries, and you've got till the 20th to solve just 3 puzzles to be eligible and in with a chance of winning the competition. But let us move on and have a look at First Day at the Gym by Adem Jaziri, and I will read you the rules. They are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits on a purple line must be a set of non-repeating consecutive digits, and these digits can appear in any order. So let's imagine this square here was a 1. Because this line, which is it's 6 cells long, has to contain consecutive digits, we know that this line, therefore, because it has 1 on it, it must contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and they can appear in any order we like. So we could do that, or we could switch them round. You can put them in any order, but they just have to be consecutive and non-repeating. Now, digits along an arrow sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. So let's make that 4 and that 2. 4 plus 2 equals... No. 4 plus 2 equals 6. So that's what we should put in the circle. That's how arrows work. And right, cells separated by a knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. So let's imagine the central cell of the grid was a 1. Now, if that was a chess knight, it could jump to a whole variety of places, none of which would be allowed to be a 1. So we couldn't have this going on in this puzzle, because these cells are a knight's move apart and they contain the same digit. Don't let that happen, or you'll get the puzzle wrong. But do have a go at the puzzle. The way to play, as usual, is to click the link in the video description under the video. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking, and let's see if we can rescue the person on the floor of the gym. Now, okay, my first thought is not correct. I was going to start with the 3-cell arrows, but I noticed that actually we could have a repeated digit, couldn't we, in those 3 cells? So normally I like to start with 3-cell arrows, and I promptly write a 6 into this square, because I say, well, they must be 1, 2 and 3 at least, and 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. But here we could rather annoyingly have that configuration, which would make that a 4. And that's a lot lower than 6 and doesn't really even warrant a pencil mark. And I think the same is true there, that look, we could do that. So that's all quite bobbins worthy. So what it's probably going to be is, well, I don't know. It's probably something to do with the Renban, which is 6 cells long. So it's long enough that we can say it definitely has 4, 5 and 6 on it. And that's because if you imagine the digits 1 to 9 lined up in front of you, and you have to slice 6 consecutive digits, you're always going to pick up 4, 5 and 6 in that split. And you can see that because if you took 1 in the split, you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, i.e. you'd have 4, 5 and 6 in the split. If you start with 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, you'd obviously still have 4, 5 and 6 in it. So there's definitely 4, 5 and 6 along the arms of the poor person. Now it looks to me like that cell Oh no, right, I've got something here actually. I know what's going on here. Right, this is very pretty, and yeah, this is very pretty. Okay, so what we've got to be on the lookout for here is that the arms of the person on the floor are 6 different digits. Can that be any of those 6 digits? Well, the answer's no, because it sees that one by knight's move, and it sees those 2 by knight's move, and everything else it sees by plain old Sudoku. So that is, if you like, a 7th digit. Let's try that one. What's that digit? Make that yellow. Well, that sees those 3. It sees those 2 by ordinary Sudoku, and it sees that one by the medium of knight's move. So that is an 8th digit. And now, what's that one? Now that one sees those 2 by knight's move, that one by Sudoku, that one, those two by Sudoku, and that one by Sudoku. So that is another different digit, which means that these... Right, if we combine the arms with yellow, green, and blue, that is an extra region of the Sudoku, by which I mean it is the digits 1 to 9. The digits 1 to 9 have to appear in those 9 cells. And they all have to be different, but these have to be consecutive. Yeah, that's really pretty, so we can fill in this digit. That's the challenge. Can you see how to fill in that digit? If you can't, pause the video. You will get it, and it will give you a moment of joy. And that's what these videos are for. Giving out a little piece of joy on a day, on a Thursday. How do we know what this digit is? Well, for those of you who managed to do it, Academator style, congratulations. The way to think about it is to think, okay, where are we going to put the 9 in these cells? Well, you clearly can't put a 9 on an arrow, because then the circle is going to be more than 9. Now, could you put 9 on the Renban? Well, no, actually you can't. And the reason you can't do that, that's less clear. But if you do put 9 on the arms, then those digits are going to be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 and 4, which means that these digits have to be 3, 2 and 1. And at first blush you might think that's possible, but it's not, because we've still got to add that digit on to this sum. And we can't make this sum here add up to only 3. So instantly we can say that the 9 has to be exactly here. That's the only place it can be. And then I think we just say, where's 8, don't we? So where's 8? Can we put 8 on the man's body? I'm assuming it's a man. It looks more manly to me, this one, I think. No is the answer, because if we put 8 on the body, you're going to have to add at least double 1 to it, and that will give us 10, not 9. So all of a sudden we know 8 is on the Renban, but 9 isn't on the Renban, so we know the Renban is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. These two squares have to be a 1, 2 pair, and by mathematics alone, that square has become a 6. That is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Oh, okay, and I was about to get even more excited, but no, I can't get even more excited. But where does 6 now go? In box 5, it goes in one of those two cells we can see. Now, do I pencil mark that the arms? It's a lot of digits. It's a 6. Each one of these would be 6 different digits. I don't think I should do that. That feels excessive to me. No. Okay, I suddenly thought, because this 1 and this 2, whichever the order is, they're different digits. Green is a different digit to blue. Maybe one of those cells was seeing both of those because of the knight's move, and then we could rule out 1 and 2 from that cell. But I don't think that works, does it? This sees green, but it doesn't see blue, and that sees blue, but it doesn't see green, and that one sees neither. So that's a load of nonsense. Alright, so what do we do next? We can... Okay, let's have a look at this horseshoe. Let's have a look at the legs. Because this has to be a consecutive sequence, but it can't have a 6 on it. So if it can't have a 6 on it, and it's 4 cells long, it can't take digits higher than 6, because there are only 3 of those digits. So this 4-cell sequence is made up of the 5 different digits, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now... Yeah, it's simple. It's simple, right. Okay, so where does blue... If blue was in this sequence, where would it go? It can't go anywhere, can it? It's so pretty. It's so simple. So the sort of the sacrum of the of the person, which has probably been dislodged in the course of the gym session, has no place to go because it sees those two squares via the knight's move. Now that means, imagine that was a 2 for a moment, then those 4 digits would have to be selected from the digits 3, 4 and 5 only, and that won't work. So that is a 1. This is a 2, 3, 4, 5 quadruple, and that's a 2. And that 2 sees these 2 squares. This is just so pretty. It's so pretty. So 2 is in one of those squares. Right, so that digit now definitely can't be a 1 or a 2. Because one of those is green, that cell sees both of them. No. Well, no, that is true. That is true, except it's incomplete. That cell... Yeah, that cell sees the whole of the horseshoe. So that cell cannot be 2, 3, 4 or 5 or 6 or 1. That seems to make it a 7, which is I'm quite surprised about. It could be a 7 with a double 1 there. Let me just think about this. Hang on, because that is surprising. I think it definitely does see the whole of the 2, 3, 4, 5 quadruple. It sees 1, so it can't be 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. It can't be 6. It must be 7. Which means those 2 squares are now, not only are they 1, but they're blue, because the blue is the colour of the 1. That's a 9 by mathematics, because we're adding double 1 to 7. 9 is in one of those 3 cells. In box 3. 1 is in one of those cells. 1 is in one of these cells. 1 can't be there, because 1 can't be the sum of 2 digits. So 1 is in one of those 3 cells. Okay. And for our next trick, we're going to argue about okay. I'm going to ask about that cell. Because is that right? I think it's right. That cell, geometrically, is very similar to this cell. In relation to this horseshoe shape. It sees every cell on the horseshoe and it sees 1. So that square must not be 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 or 7. So it's 6, 8 or 9. Okay, that's less good than I thought it was. But doesn't that work? Yeah, it works for this one as well. That sees all of that horseshoe as well. And 1. So this square's got to be at least 6. 6, 7, 8 or 9. So this square's got to be quite high. Ah, no, this... Right, what's this square then? That square also sees the whole of the horseshoe. This horseshoe's weird. Every single cell around it seems to still... It's true, that cell sees all of it as well. That cell sees the whole thing. So this square is at least a 7. It sees 1, 6 and 2, 3, 4, 5. That square sees the horseshoe, sees 1 and 6. So that's 7, 8 or 9. There's definitely got to be an odd and an even on a 2-cell Renban, but I think we've still got options there. No, we don't. Oh, for goodness sake. No, this was... I could have done this earlier. 9. Where does 9 go in box 5? Sorry, I didn't spot that. But 9 goes apparently there, so we could have done this a different way. 9 here. This has got to be consecutive with 9, so that's 8. That's not 8 now. 9 should be yellowed. Now that... Oh, so 9 goes here, because it can't be a knight's move away from itself. 9 is not there. 9 is in one of those 2 cells in box number 9. 9 is not here, so 9 is in one of those squares. And for our next trick, we will argue about... Well, okay, 8 is quite interesting now in box 5, because it can't go in those 3 squares. So 8 and 6 are now a pair in this. Now yeah, okay, that could be 6 or 8, couldn't it? Because remember the Renban here is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So whatever this is can't then repeat again on the Renban. 8 has got to be in one of those squares, but not on the arrow. Because if we made that arrow, well, even 8, 1 would make this 9, which it can't be, and it definitely can't be more than 9. So 8 is in one of these 2 squares, which, oh no, it's nearly interesting. 6, where does 6 go in box 8? Not there because of that cell, and not there because of this domino. So 6 is in one of these squares. 6 is in one of those positions at the top of column 6. Can we put 6 on the Renban? If we did, that would then be an 8, which would fix an 8 here. So it would be quite powerful. Okay, I'm not quite seeing how to do that. What about... Oh, what about 7 in box 5 now? That 7 it can only go in one position. Okay, so this is a 7. That's an orange digit, and that, whoopsie, and this digit can't repeat now on this Renban. So is that helpful? That can't be 7, or that would be 9. If we made this 7, oh no, well, yeah, that's right, because this... Oh, actually, hang on, I hadn't appreciated this. This can't be anything high at all now. This has to be... Well, it's got to be at least 3. Oh no, it can't even be 3. Oh wow, look, right. Okay, this is probably where we look next. This square sees 7, 8, and 9, and 6. And it must be summing these 2 digits, which cannot include a 2. So the minimum I could make this would be a 1, 3, which makes this 4, but it can't be more than 5 because it's going to break its column. So that is a 4 or a 5. Without a 2 on it, it needs to have a 1. So it's either 1, 3 or 1, 4. And 2 is now in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku, which means 2 is down here. These squares are from 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, so it looks like we've got... Oh, yeah, hang on. So it looks like there's going to be some sort of coordination between the 3, 4, 5 in box 5 and the 3, 4, 5 that we've got to put on the horseshoe. Let me just think about that. Let me dwell on that for a moment. How do we deal with that? Can we do something clever? The answer seems to be no. Oh. Okay, no, forget that thought. I can't see how to do that. Right. Okay, so what is it I'm meant to look at next? I think there are definitely a few options. I'm just trying to work out where the natural place to look is. Oh, yes, okay. I haven't quite worked this out yet, but that's right. That digit, I've suddenly realised, is huge. Because that digit and that digit are the same. Let's make them purple. But they're not 1, 2, or 9. And if they're not 1, 2, or 9, we know something about them in the context of the man's arms. They have to appear on the man's arms. Well, where do they appear on the man's arms? They're not there because of knight's move. That would be a knight's move away from that. They're not there or there. They're not there or there, so they're there. Right, so purple is there. And it is 3, 4, 5. No, it's not 8. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. Oh, it's not right. It's not 7, of course. So it's 3, 4, 5 or 6. In fact, where does purple go in box number? Oh, yes. Right. Where? Oh, this is done here. This is done here. That's very pretty. Okay. So now we can ask where purple goes in box 5, and it's a good question for once because purple is not there. It's not there by Sudoku, and it's not there by knight's move. So purple is there, which makes purple 6 or 8. Well, purple is not 8 because it sees 8. So purple is 6 out of absolutely nowhere. That is I love that because that's a surprising arrow. The only reason I looked at it was I noticed the 1, 2 and the 9 in the row. But it's actually hugely powerful, isn't it? So that has... Well, that's not 6 now because it sees this one. So 6 is down here. This is now an 8 because that was a 6-8 pair. We can't repeat 8 on the Ren band, so that means that 8 goes there, which has just taken... Oh, it took the pencil mark position of a 1, but we'd already proved the 1 was on this arrow through different means. Okay, so 6 is living down there by Sudoku. Oh, look, there's going to be a 6 in the corner. That can't be 6. That can't be 6 by knight's move, so that's a 6. Which means that we get a 6 in one of, not that one, so one of those two positions. And 8 is in one of those two positions in box number 6, which is, yes, is gorgeous in box 3. Where does 8 go? It can't go in those squares. It can't go there by knight's move. It can't repeat on the Ren band, so it's only got one position left. So 8 is now in one of these two cells. No, not that one, because that's a knight's move away from 8. That's become an 8. No, that doesn't see that one. 8 must be one of these cells in box 7. Just double click 8s for a moment. Can we do better than that? 8 is in one of those two cells. We've got 5 8s in the grid. We know 8 can't repeat there, so 8 can't go there. It would knock an 8 out of both of those squares because of the knight's move. I can't see how to do that. Okay, what about is this obvious where I'm meant to look now? Oh, where does 9 go in that box? Not there by 9. 9's only got one position left. That takes the position of a 6. 9 is therefore not here, so 9 is in this domino. Let's actually award that its yellow mantle so that we can keep track of our 9s. Double click 9, so I've got 5 9s as well. Oh, okay, I see. Look at box 1. Where does 9 go? And the critical thing is this 9 takes it out of that circle. And once it's out of the circle, it can't be on the arrow, because this would be a double digit, obviously. So 9 is not in those cells, or that cell. So 9 is in one of those two cells, which makes, well, it means that we get the 9 in box 3. Is that enough? Can we do any more magic with 9s? I don't think so. I've got 6 now, but I don't think I can resolve any of these. I don't see how to do that. Oh, I know what it's going to be. Right, look at the Ren band now, the big Ren band. We haven't put 3, 4 and 5 on it. So these are 3, 4 and 5, and these are 3, 4 and 5, and therefore, come on. Well, okay, so now that digit is that digit, which is quite weird, because that digit is because we know those 3 digits are all different. Whatever this is can't be there or there, so must be there. Those 2 are the same. I'm going to make those green and get rid of my green colouring for 2s, because I've not really done anything with 2s. So those are the same. Of course, right. Green is a 3, 4 or a 5, which must appear on the horseshoe renban. Well, where does it go? It must be there, which means that's not a 2, which means that the 2 on the horseshoe renban is here. That, therefore, is green. Maybe I shouldn't have got rid of my 2 colouring when I was just about to get a 2. Oh, that's a 2-8 pair by Sudoku, and the 2 reaches in and does it. Look, we get a 2 and an 8. A 2 at the top of the grid, a 2 here. Come on. This 8, 8. Oh yeah, that's nice. Where does 8 go in this box? Not there by Knight's Move, so it goes here. That took the pencil mark of a 9. This 8 takes that out from being an 8. And no, actually, look, gives me an 8 here, gives me an 8 here. Find the least efficient way to find those deductions, but we have found them. How many 8s have we got? Loads, all of them. All 8s are now done. All your 8s are belong to us. That square's a 3, 4 or a 5. I feel like we're going to have to do more magic with these 3s, 4s and 5s because, well, nearly. Well, this is a green 3, 4 or a 5 because where does green go in there? That's quite an interesting question. It can't go there by Knight's Move, so it's hiding in one of these positions. And that means by Sudoku it's there. So that's a green 3, 4, 5, which means that... Oh, that's not 3, 4 or 5. There's a green 3, 4 or 5 in one of those. Now, can we... Well, okay, yeah, we can, can't we? That digit... Let's give this a new colour. We'll make this digit red. That digit is not that one, so it must be this one. And therefore those 2 digits must be the same. We'll make those grey. Is that helpful? So that, all 3 of those are grey then. Because we've not put grey on this line yet, so that's got to be grey, which means that's got to be red. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, that's got to be red by Sudoku. Because of the Knight's Move constraint, we've got a 3, 4, 5 triple in row 3, which means that square has become a 7 out of absolutely nowhere. And that's quite a small digit now because it can't be 9, 6, 7 or 8. So that has a maximum value of 5 and a minimum value of... This is the same as this because this arrow is at least 1 plus 3 equals 4. So this is... I've now got a 4, 5 pair here out of absolutely nowhere. And I'm just wondering if I can colour these in somehow, because we know that they must be from the 3, 4, 5 set we've been working for. Oh, sorry. Where does 7 go in row 1? It's got to go there. Can't go on this arrow anymore. So there's a 7 in one of 2 places in box 3. But now these squares by Sudoku are a 1, 3 pair. That's so strange. So actually this is just resolved. 1 plus 3 equals 4. That's 5, therefore, by Sudoku. So this has got to be a 1, 4 pair. That's weird. That is magical almost. So now that's not a... Well, now this square is a 3. Grey is 3. There we go. 3, 3, 3. I've not been looking for whether we've got... We do have a chance of a 3 in the corner up there. Now, if grey is 3, we know green and red are not 3. Now, do we... Oh, no, we do. Look, 4 is looking at that. So red is 5. Red is 5. Green is... Whoopsie. Green is 4. That 4 sees in there by the power of Knight's Move. I could use that one in Sudoku, but you know me. Those 2 squares are 3. I need to put a 3 in one of them. So that's 3 and that's 7. 3 we know is the grey digit. So that's a grey digit by Sudoku. This column needs it needs a 5, which is a red digit. So those digits, let's work out what they've got to be. 1, 4, 7, snooker maximum. I can see we can do some eliminations, but I don't know if I can do those yet in their entirety. Okay, but I think we must be, I was going to say on the home straight, but that might be a tad optimistic, but I don't think we're that far away from finishing this. 7 in row 4 has to go there, so that's got to be a 4. So 4 goes here by Sudoku, which means this is 1, this is 7. We get a 4 in the corner, not a 3 in the corner. And okay, so let's have a look down this column. We need 5, 6 and 7. So that's a 7, 6, 5 at the bottom. 1, 2 and 3 into those squares, which means that's a 3. This is 1, 2 perhaps. This row needs to have 6 and 7 in it, which again we could just write these in. 6 and 7 go in. Those squares are 1, 2 and 3. I'm sure that's resolvable somehow. I can see that one's not 3. Can't see how to do it. Right, let's look at 2, 5 and 9 at the top. I can do that because that 5 is looking there and that 5 is looking there. So that must be 5. That must be 9. That must be 2. So this is 1. This is 1. This is 3. Come on. So this column maybe. What do we need? We need 2, 3 and 9. So that's a 2 or a 3. So this is the only place 9 can go. There's still a chance for a 3 in the corner right there. This column needs a 5. Let's put that in. Right, so what do we have left? We've got... Why can't I see how to do this? This is terrifying. This box has not got 1, 2 or 3 in it. So these have got to be 1, 2 or 3. That 1 sees that. So that's a 2, 3 pair. This becomes 1. That's 1 and 2. We do! That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Lose it. Oh, that's a dreadful tuneless rendition. I'm going to try that again. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Losing its religion. There we go. We can get some greens. Have we done all of the 6s? No. 5s, we can do those. 9s all deserve to be yellow, didn't they? So 1s, 2s, 7s and 8s. Oh, 1s should all have been blued. And we're left with 2 7s and 8s as being the uncoloured digits. And perhaps we click tick. Yay! And we got it right. Absolutely wonderful puzzle. That really was gorgeous. The shape of the man, I'm calling him the man. I hope that's accurate. Could be. The shape of the man and the torso and the head giving an extra region is really, it's lovely. It's a lovely little feature. But actually the bit I liked the most was this horseshoe thing. And it was just really strange that this horseshoe and this, it was like all the cells around it, you suddenly realised. It is true, it's literally all the cells. It's all the cells around it. It's a complete, let me just show you. Look, it's all of those cells see that horseshoe of digits. And therefore they became very, very restricted. And from there was some lovely colouring with the 3s, 4s and 5s. I really like the fact this was a 4-5 pair. So overall, it's just a wonderful puzzle. Thank you very much to those of you who recommended that to us, because your recommendation was spot on. That is exactly the sort of puzzle that we love to feature on Cracking the Cryptic. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me, and down the road, that's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around, I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road never seems to end, where new adventure lies just around the bend. If you want me for a while, just grab your hat, we'll travel like that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home.